Welcome
to High Wine Times. We're your hosts, Lauren and Jeanette.
Hi! We missed y'all.
We did. Although it's not, I don't know if it's going to seem like
a long time, but
it felt like a long time for us.
I still miss doing this.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, we're not done yet.
Yeah, we're so efficient. And then I was like, hey, we need to
hang out. I was like, we gotta record again.
We need a little wine night.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. I feel like we needed to like catch up first because we
we had a lot to cover because
we hadn't hung out for a while.
I know.
So we had to catch up on all the other things.
Yes. So I'm excited to be here.
Yeah.
What are we drinking?
You know, it's one of our purchases.
Destino.
Destino.
It's a red blend. It's the Fifth Empire.
It also did this,
had a 90 back in 2019 for the wine enthusiast.
Did we think at first it was worthy?
No. At first
didn't think
it
so either.
tasted funky.
And
It's
then,
like one of those real like,
What's on my tongue?
and then it grew on me.
Yeah.
it aerated.
Is that what
It means whenever they leave it uncorked for a minute.
Yeah.
We let it breathe.
breathe. That's what they call it. We let it breathe.
Yes.
And then it got better.
Yeah.
Or we matched its level.
Oh, okay, that's true as well. Dang.
Both
maybe
can
that's
be
right.
true.
Porque
Yeah.
no los dos.
Porque Lonos dos.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
We've got some.
We're gonna practice talking
My
in
tongue got
general.
stuck, and I just couldn't speak. It's just not going great.
No, we got some good tacos. You were talking about, first of all, this is a good wine.
It is.
It almost feels like one of those wines that you can do like a value type of purchase, like the wines you get at Costco.
Oh my gosh.
It does feel that way, but we were actually just talking about Costco and
Yeah.
your predicament, and you have to tell people because
I'm sure everybody does this with the Costco.
low key, I
membership.
think I would do it, but it is really funny.
I mean, but they give out samples. They didn't give out samples of this. We
Okay,
were influenced by the people.
say from the beginning. So
You and Chris went to Costco.
We went to Costco and we were okay. Our rule at Costco doesn't matter if we have a list or not. This has to be like everybody's rule. I'm sure of it. You have to walk up and down every aisle. Unless you're in a hurry or something like that. Like, it's a rule you have to walk up and down every
you never
aisle.
know what's gonna be there.
I got some of the best bowls walking up and down the aisle, but we only got 4, and I regret it almost every day. Anytime I want to eat a salad in bulk, you know. I only have 4 bowls, and they're these perfect, big, giant, badass bowls, and they've never had them again, and I need to eat so bad. Anyways, that's a tangent. But you can find some cool stuff.
Yeah.
So we were walking, and we were on the side where it's like the dry goods, non-perishables or whatever, and all these people.
For
it
the
was
record, the entire store is non-perishable, but go ahead.
No.
They sell milk.
Oh, okay, dairy and the produce. Okay, yeah. The whole
But yeah,
half
on
of the building on this side.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay. Anyways, we were on the food side with the non-perishable items, and it was like the pastas and stuff, and they had this like udon noodle. It was like, I don't know, a pack of 8 or 12 big bowls, and we were like, we've never tried this before. Never had an udon noodle, period, ever. That I'm aware of. I probably have, but maybe I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, we were like, well, everybody we've seen has had these in their carts. So, like,
Are you
we
sure
should
it
just
wasn't
try
like a deal or something?
maybe it was. I don't know. It wasn't a free sample that you got to test and was like, oh, we gotta have this. No, we did it willy-nilly. And then the problem was,
It was gross. And did not like it.
yeah, and we were like, oh, we'll just keep it there. Like, one time we did that and got like a pad thai like that, and I should have known then. Because I love pad thai, and it was awful. It was,
For whatever reason,
the noodles in it, whatever like chemical, I guess, or ingredient that they put in it to like keep them noodly.
in a, not a fridge, it smells
Like,
It's too gummy?
yeah, it smells like crowns or like feet, like armpits. Like if you ever old school, like in high school, for some reason, everyone that had a Volkswagen Bug, it smelled like a box of crayons.
That's kind of funny because I know
Did you have
exactly
that
what you're
experience?
talking about. No,
That's
no, no.
the smell that those noodles
But I
smell
knew you
like.
were talking about gummy. Like it's a
Yeah, it's
gum.
too much. I didn't like it. Anyways, these were terrible. So we had 2 left because we had powered through them. And we shook on it.
It's
the
not
one day.
just trying a pack. Again,
No,
you're at
you
a
gotta-
bulk store.
And like, we're just not the people to like throw out food that's not expired. Like,
yeah.
we're gonna make use of it somehow.
Mhm.
And usually I'm really creative, but this wasn't really an option to be creative.
Mm-hmm.
So we made a pact.
We're gonna eat it. Like,
We're each gonna eat the last one, and I ate mine.
on that day, and I was like eating it, and I was like, I'm not happy about this. I'm not satisfied. This is not what I wanted. I was mad eating it the whole time. I finished the whole thing, and Chris tried it and was like, if I would have known it was gonna taste like this, I probably would have ate more. What? I was so mad. Anyway, so anytime he's like, oh, I'm hungry, we have nothing to eat, I'm like, go get you a pack of noodles. He's like, no, I don't want to.
I'm not that.
I'm not that hungry. Yeah, so today I had him for lunch because he didn't.
Tell me he left me a sandwich. Dang.
Yeah.
I
I was-
noodles.
Impoverished. And
And you had leftover sandwich.
I had a whole sandwich I could have ate. I'm pissed.
Damn.
So,
Dang.
yeah, that does suck.
That's kind of funny.
That sucks. I didn't even learn about it until I was trying to be like, I took one for the team, man.
I'm pissed. Anyways, cheers
To
to
that.
Cheers.
So, moving on. Let's talk about anything else. Netflix, I don't care.
I've been watching a lot of good movies lately, but I feel like there's a trend right now that I love.
I don't know
Know
what
what
you're
I'm
talking about.
And it's talking
about how
The
there's
hot guys.
yeah, they're super hot guys, but also it's like this age gap between girls being a little bit older in the movie and then like the younger guy.
yeah.
So you have the Zac Efron with Nicole Kidman.
Did you like that? Did you think they had really good chemistry?
I like the story, but they were a little bit. That is an obvious
So,
age gap.
It's not even that it was an obvious age gap. It just, like, they didn't,
Vibe together.
Okay.
like, maybe not their connection. Maybe it was okay, but, like, I don't know. Looking at them together, my brain was not like,
they're really
yeah.
faking it, not
Yeah,
like
like, this is
actually
good.
believable.
yeah, I didn't, it felt too actory.
Okay, so maybe that could be them, but there's this other show around like who's the guy that plays DeLuca in Grey's Anatomy?
I stopped at Izzy.
It's okay. He's super hot Italian guy.
He ends up being in a Netflix series where he
Makes friends with this really old lady who's basically a grandma, and that one
turns into a good movie. But again, it's this whole theme about like
What
this
is that one
age
called? I
gap.
haven't seen it.
I don't remember, but it is in Italian, but it has a translation
subtitles, yeah.
or whatever. But for that one, it was like
You got it.
you also know that he's manipulating an old lady
I see.
situation. So that's
But
that story.
My favorite one so far is the one with Anne Hathaway. And
Yes,
that
on
hot
Prime.
young kid. Yes.
Yes,
That
I
chemistry
love
was
it.
there.
I heard that that's
And they looked good together too. Like it worked.
She's also really beautiful.
Yeah.
So
Well,
like even if
I
she
mean-
was a mom at that age, she looks amazing.
Yeah.
But
She is
it's
a mom.
called it looks like it was one of those books that are off of somebody who's actually famous.
autobiography.
Mm-mm.
A biography.
Like it's a fake made up story about somebody who's famous.
Oh. I know what you're talking about. I don't remember the name.
It's
A
like
parody?
no, it's like those books that are like spin off of what Twilight could have been if I was in it type of thing. Like it's
Fan fiction.
Thank you. I got there eventually.
I'm glad you talked through that.
That
I
was
was
hard.
just here to be a sounding board because that never would have came.
It was a fan fiction off of.
That's when like the fans have their own idea of how the story should go, so
Yes.
the person writes it or does it.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's a fan fiction about obviously a boy band and
How
like
they could fall in love with one of the moms.
a regular person.
Oh, I
and,
didn't
you
know that.
Yeah, it's a fan fiction.
Okay.
So
I don't think I've heard of this, but I don't think it clicked
So-
fan fiction.
oh, there you go.
So there you go.
A genre. Whole genre. You know me like some books.
But the one that I was upset about people talking about was the one about Nobody Wants This, which is the whole...
Kristen Bell.
Yeah. And it's a rabbi and this podcaster, which we love the podcast live.
Obviously, we're here for the podcast.
Obviously. But they were talking about how, like, oh, they obviously look older, not really the age. And I was like, are we being ageist here? Because I thought that was chemistry.
What age are they supposed to be?
I don't know, but I thought it was good. Like,
yeah, I love it.
That's what millennial ages look like. That's what the topics we're talking about. I thought they did a really good job. Also the guy, he's aged well.
He's so cute. I feel like for everybody maybe our age. Was it people our age that were saying that? Because maybe people younger. Our age were like, hell yeah, but like as a whole broader audience, they're like, that the age isn't doing it for me.
Yeah, I'm...
Like, there are certain angles where she, like, will turn or something like that, or, like, it hits, and I'm like,
you look good for your age, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but I can tell
you're not, you know, in your 20s, which you don't have to be to film that.
It's kind of like how that other movie with Ashton Kutcher.
Do you think it's because she, like, doesn't have, like, in the series, she, like, kind of acts like she doesn't really have her shit together, and people expect that out of a 20-year-old. Yeah. Or just, somebody younger. But joke's on them, because in your 30s, you can also not have your shit together. And honestly, that's what it looks like.
It came across perfect to me.
Yeah, I was
so when somebody was like, oh, they should have casted somebody younger, I was like, no, it was great.
Yeah,
I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, I'm really here for it. Yeah, but I think that, I mean, it's always been a thing, though. Like, we've gone back and watched certain series or movies, though, where it's like, these people are playing high schoolers.
And I mean, Saved by the Bell
look at some of the back people. And some of them it does, and then some of them, like, it's the extras. I'm like, that is supposed to be somebody in middle school, and they've got a full, like, chest, like, their arms are huge. Like, that's a grown-ass man trying to be a little kid, you know? But it's like, anytime we go back and watch, it's usually the people in the background. But even some of the shows we watch, like, they play younger kids, and some of them get away with it, but then some of them, it's like, you can tell these people are older, you know.
So, I mean, I took a little bit of offense, but I'm loving this trend.
Yeah.
Loving the trend of we don't have our shit together. We can also have this gap and still have a good time and it be accepted and
yeah, and I think our shit's together where it needs to be.
Yeah.
Like you see, but still, you can be fun.
Yeah, I am fun. I go to concerts. I do all the things.
Have you been to this concert you've been talking about for months yet?
Yes, and I had a great time.
Did you?
Mostly because, again, we talk about how, like, concerts nowadays is like a whole scene. It's not just
go to a concert. Like,
you gotta go with the theme. Like, what do you want to wear? What do you
match it?
Other things you're gonna wear.
Yes.
When I walked into this concert, instantly I made friends with my friends behind, my friends next, my friends in front. Like, I literally walked in, the music wasn't even playing. I was like, I'm Jeanette. How are you? Are you guys great?
You were nervous?
No, I shook strangers' hands. I don't care.
And you looked them in the eye. And
I said, you're going to see me standing up all night. You might as well be friends. So, let's be
friends. I love this. So I made friends. The confidence I wish I could have.
I made friends with my friends from behind, my friends from in front. The girl in front starts being lit as hell throughout the entire concert, and her boyfriend is loving every minute that she's enjoying life.
I love that.
And we're just singing with her, and like, but I mean, I did this even when we went to our football game. You know, I went to my first college football game recently.
Chris set her up for success.
So freaking sweet. Like, the best text messages I got that day were from Chris.
Yeah.
Wishing me all the best, but also, like, setting me up for the best practice.
Yeah, he gave her, like, some of what the yells are. He told her some of the...
He sent me the fight song. He sent me where to go get beer before going into the stadium.
Did you do that?
Yes.
It worked? That's hilarious.
Like, you want your coupons here, not there, and, like, he gave me all the best tips.
He used to go every year when I first met him. Yeah.
Genuinely excited.
Very excited. And very jealous.
Yeah. And so y'all didn't get to go this year.
No.
Because in years past y'all have gone, but
yeah, he's
missing
gone.
Jeanette, but
every year since I've probably known him.
Yeah.
Like, he's
been to this
specific Red River
rivalry. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's hard, man.
it is. It's a tongue twister.
It's hard to say.
And
Yeah.
my uncle, he's a season ticket holder to the game.
Mm-hmm.
And he's taken several people in our family to football games. And it just hadn't worked out that I went to a college football game with him. And so he calls me, he goes, you know, I was thinking about taking my favorite niece. And I was like, I've never been to one. He's like, I'm sure. And I was like, But you know what? It's okay. You know, we've been to football. We've been to NFL games together on Thanksgiving. Like, I love doing things with my uncle. Like, sort of go. But then I found out that this option, you know, might work out. Where like my first college football game, and it's gonna be this one.
Yeah.
And they're doing so great this year.
Yeah.
So I was super
It's been
excited.
a very good year.
Even when I started talking about it, Chris was like, "But are you going, or does he say he might?"
Yeah, because he's had people that are like, "Let's go," and then it's like you've gotten into. So every year it's called the Cotton Bowl. It's in
the Fair Park.
The Fair Park, which is like in downtown Dallas, where the State Fair of Texas is held. And every year the Longhorns play Oklahoma Sooners, and it's like the biggest rivalry or whatever.
Right.
And it happens every year. But Chris one time got invited, and they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna go to the game," and then they just went inside to the Cotton Bowl. They didn't go to the game. He was like, "You said we were going to the game," and they were like, "No, I didn't get tickets. I just meant like to the game. They wanted to be at the game, not in the game."
He's pissed. See, on a regular fair
year, I avoid the day because I'm like, if I'm not going to the game, I don't want to go on that day, and I'll just go to the fair for other things.
Yeah.
Right. And so then I was like, man, I've never been to the fair on game day. Well, maybe one time.
It's terrible, but it is
not
crowded.
awful, but it's overcrowded.
By the area where all the entrances are during the game time, it is the busiest.
And then when I walked into the fair, not that y'all should change anything, but I walked in like I didn't do anything. I walked in, nobody checked my ticket, but somebody barely checked my bag. Walked up to the thing. I was walking into the game. Yeah, they checked my tickets at that point, but like nothing on that day.
Well, that's how people get in and ruin it for everybody else.
Oh, sorry. I also frequently walk in like I know what I'm doing, so
Jeanette just acts like she's. You know what? I actually own a place.
No, one time I went to a concert at it's the ACL, Austin City Limits. I walked into VIP and we were there for a hot minute.
Before somebody said anything?
Eating the free food, drinking the free beer, having a Bacardi stand, all that kinds of stuff. I just walked in like somebody pointed in this direction. We walked in. And somebody was working all the doors and everything like that.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden somebody's like, oh, you don't have the right badge. I was like, oh, that makes more sense.
Man, you have bigger balls than me.
Before I leave this beautiful lounge area, I'm going to use the air-conditioned restroom. And then
I'll leave 1 second. I just got to pee.
Yeah, exactly. After I've had my lunch, my free drinks,
they waited
my tequila.
They waited till you got the experience, so next time you'll want to pay for it. And then
we were talking to head executives that work
like that,
in the corporate ACL, and they had the tickets and everything, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we work for the company," and blah blah blah. And I was like, "Oh man, my uncle just gave me these. I can't believe that. Like, he just gave me these tickets. We were gonna go see George Strait." I was like,
somebody just pointed over here,
and I was just enjoying. We're in the lounge when they set up these little exits. Like, there's lounges, there's decor, there's scenes.
Look, you gotta act like
vibes.
you know.
I walked in.
You gotta act like you own the place.
I walked in like I knew where I was going, and come to find out, I didn't have the right badge. Had a great restroom experience. Then I was out.
Found out what you're paying for with the badge.
Yeah.
And then rolled out.
And then I was like,
it sounds like it's great.
Great.
Hey, it seems like you can get a lot out of life if you just act like you know what you're doing.
Yeah, so when I went
into the game and I went into the stadium and started sitting down, started making friends. The people used to be in the band one year. I learned about their love story. They came back to sort of this. When I tell you,
you're a chatty one.
You
can make friends anywhere.
I can connect.
But I will say, like, it's always been such a positive experience to be out with you. Like,
Like,
because you'll talk to anybody.
we talked to our lady in the restroom
We did have another restroom conversation.
We did.
She was on a first date. We learned all these things, all because Jeanette was like, I really love your top. And
we're like, I love your sweater. And it's because really, we should just compliment each other. Like, if we think something positive, you just had this happen.
Yes. But you know what happens most of the time, and I don't know if this is normal or if this is, I don't know if everybody else does this, but like if I see something, I'm like, oh my God, she looks so cute, or oh my gosh, I love that. I talk myself out of it.
You talk yourself out of saying it out loud.
Yes, like I'm like, don't be weird, or that's dumb, or like, hey, chill out, girl, like they don't care.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I should just do it. But even like when we travel, like I remember last time we went to Mexico, I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna tell this guy I like his top. He's got all these flamingos over it, and I thought it was cool. And then I was like, well, what if he doesn't speak English? And I was like, how do you know? Because I can't just make an assumption. I'm in a whole different country. And I talk my whole self out of it. And obviously, it really bothers me that I do that. So this weekend, I went to my girlfriend's 40th birthday party. And it was so fun. I got to see her house. It was really pretty. Yeah. But like, I was there and we were like, we were mixing and mingling. We had talked to a couple people. Like, I had like told these two girls I would love their jumpsuits. It was like an 80s theme, so everybody dressed up, which was fun because I appreciate that everyone committed to
a theme.
The theme.
I love me a theme.
Like, you don't have to go above and beyond for it, but just match the vibes. Yeah. And everyone committed. It was great. I can appreciate that so well. So we had been like mixing and mingling and like talking to people, and I was stuffing my face because there was some really good food there. There was these badass tacos, and it was like kind of like what they had at the baby shower. It was like the Blackstone tacos. Oh my God, it was so good. But they also had these other appetizers like around on the island, and I'm gonna try this too. So
yes,
both were delicious.
Oh,
so I was stuffing my face the whole time, and it was so funny because Lori kept being like, please eat, please, they're gonna leave this here, and then I'm gonna be stuck with all this food, and I'm not gonna eat all this stuff.
Yeah,
we tried our best.
Oh, nice.
It was really good. Anyways, so I was stuffing my face just talking to Chris because no one else needs to witness that. And this girl walked by and she had a really cute outfit on. So I stopped her and I was like, hey, I just want to tell you, you nailed this theme. Like, I love your outfit. And she was like, oh my God, thank you so much for saying that. And it was like, I made her whole night.
Yes.
And I don't want that to sound like proud, but like she started talking to me and like hung out with me more. And it felt genuine, like she appreciated it, and it made me feel good because it was truth. It wasn't like I was trying to do that just to be nice.
It's kind of like whenever I change 3 times, and then when I get to work, somebody says, "Oh, I really like your outfit." I was like, "What? Thank you," because I stressed the out of dressing today, and I changed 3 times. Yeah. It's like when somebody knows that you put effort into some sort of thing that you're working on, and they acknowledge it, and I'm like, "Oh, that's the best compliments."
Yeah.
So that was probably the best compliment.
I'll tell you what my favorite compliment that's a not compliment, which is why it's a compliment to me, and I'll explain, because I feel like at work, we dress up for the girls, right? Like,
for each other.
We're always like, oh my God, you know who's going to appreciate this outfit? And there's like a roster of girls in our office who I'm like, yes. And then it's like every day I'm excited to see like what there's a handful of people that are wearing, you know, because most of our office is guys. Not that the guys don't dress great, but like, I don't care.
Yeah, we're trying.
I don't care. Yeah.
We're trying
new seasons. We're trying new trends. You know, we're trying. And so it's always awesome. Like that's one of my, I love my job. But one of my favorite parts.
And
is in the morning.
We don't go in office all the time. So it's only 3 days where you like commit
you gotta
to
look. And sometimes we have off weeks, you know, we're humans. Yeah. But it's so fun.
Yeah.
You know, and like I was headed somewhere. Well, I was telling that girl, I really liked your outfit.
No, but one week we were at work together. I was like, I know she's not here because she hasn't commented on my outfit.
Oh, yeah, she texted me.
I was like, where are you?
Why have you not been here?
I was like, why haven't you said anything about my outfit? I know you're not here, or else you would have seen me.
Yeah,
so,
that
is literally what happened.
Literally the text message. Oh, I know where I was going with that. No, it was really nice because I channeled my inner Jeanette, and I was like, Jeanette would do this, and I worked up my courage to it. There was great champagne, so also like that. gave me a little more courage. But then I got to like hang out with this group of girls the whole rest of the night. Like Chris hung out with us, and then me and Chris hung out a little bit, but I kept going back to them.
Yeah.
We did the photo booth together. Like they were awesome. We had so much fun. But I have to tell you about when we left. These girls were so sweet, and so as I was leaving, I was gonna give them a hug because
wow, connected that
I
much.
know.
For the record, she's not a hugger.
I am trying my best.
But you've changed a lot.
I'm trying to be better and be more southern. Evolved. I'm growing.
Less Wales, more Texas.
Right. I'm trying my best. But like,
I'm still laughing about it.
okay, so I was also tipsy. You know, I'll be the first to admit.
Alright.
She said we gotta be the black SUV moms. So I was like, bet, I'm coming through. I made sure I became a mess. We were all a mess. We had a great time. It was so fun. Anyways, so I go to hug these girls, and they're like, this girl, I don't know who she was. They were like, she gives the best hugs. And when she went to go hug me, she squeezed me so hard, and I grunted. I was like, and I was like, oh my God, I just grunted in your ear. She was like, I wanted you to have a memorable hug. Oh my God.
Did your back pop?
I replayed that over and the noise I made that came out of me.
What happened?
She squeezed the fuck out of me.
I want to hear the noise.
I just did. It was like when I was like when somebody squeezes you.
Sucked out all the air of your tipsy air. The only tipsy air you had
Talk
is
about
squish the cover.
Throw me for a loop.
Dang.
Dude, I was so caught off guard. I've never had that happen.
So you're leaning into the hugs in general, and then
she
all of a sudden,
squeezed the shit out of me.
how do you love your bear hugs though?
That's what she calls it.
A bear hug.
Don't fucking do that.
She wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready. You squeezed every other. Oh my God, I'm still embarrassed about it because I've never made a noise like that. And
Whoa!
I was in her ear, like.
Now you can't get yourself out of the situation here.
I laughed all the way home. I kept like randomly busting out laughing, like out loud. And Chris was like, "What's so funny?" And I'm like, "I can't get out of my head." I grunted in the stranger's ear because they squeezed the fuck out of me. Oh my God, I'm mortified still. First time I met this person, I've never experienced. I've never had somebody
That sounds
do
like
that.
you had a great time. You made also new friends.
That's what I fucking get. I fucking get bear. It's too much. It's too much. That's why I don't do that.
I can't wait to hug you next time and just go full hard.
I'm gonna grunt. I'm gonna grunt. I might even throw up.
Next time you hug me, I'm gonna be like, ugh. I'll make you feel less uncomfortable. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was.
I can't believe you leaned into something you're not comfortable with
and that was the karma I got back. Like, what? Is that good or bad karma? Because I think it depends on who you ask.
Damn.
It did. My back probably did pop.
I don't think people think I'm this weak, but if you give me such a good enough squeeze,
You'll grunt.
you will feel it to my toes. I don't know. Like, I'm weak.
I'm surprised I didn't fart. She squeezed me so hard. Oh, never in my life. Now, okay, have you been squeezed that hard? But not by like, okay, let me that phrase up. I don't care about that. You don't have to tell me. Have you ever been bear hugged by a stranger that made you grunt?
Not a stranger, but yes, I have been bear hugged.
Yeah, me and Chris do that all the time when we're like messing around or... Well, it's more like I do that to him where I walk up to him and squeeze him and I squeeze him really hard and I'm like, I could pick you up. And he's like, please don't. His feet aren't going to come off the ground.
It's the whole stranger first time.
Squeeze the fuck out of me and I grunted. Like, the noise that came out of my mouth, I replay it in my head over and over because it was embarrassing because it was unexpected. Like, I just don't make me make weird sounds. It's fucking weird.
Relaxed.
I was
feeling
something.
all the things.
I mean,
But her theme looks so fun.
It was really fun.
Should we be planning our 40th birthday like her?
No, not yet.
Yeah, no, I got several years.
Well, she's like her 40th was awesome because she like had a trip and like a friend party too.
Oh, that's cool.
So I feel like yes, I will do the same. Like Chris turns 40 next year, and I'm already planning his birthday.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be themed?
I don't know.
I haven't really
Thought about
got into that side of it. I think I have like options and ideas for like where I would want to have it, but then also we're planning a trip, and we're gonna, you know, go do a whole couple things overseas where we'll be with Sandra for a bit, you know, and like, you know, go to country, like a weekend trip of where we've never been. So
that's cool.
I think it'd be cool. And we're trying to decide, like, do I want to work remote for a week, like over there, like Attila
Just be off.
Well, yeah, also be off for 2 weeks, but take a 3-week vacation, work a week over there, and then have the 2 weeks off. Because I don't think I want to do a sabbatical
just yet. Yeah. Fun.
Because I don't know that I want to be there. And maybe Nikki's older. She's an older dog, right?
Yeah.
Her dog is 15.
I have zero idea.
Toulouse, my cat, is 16. So we're dealing with senior pets.
Yes.
If nothing else.
Yes.
So my concern is like I am attached at the hip to that cat. I don't know
How
that
she'll do.
he would do well.
Yeah.
For
Nikki
a
wouldn't
month.
do well at all. She would freak out.
For a month, like if I was gone for a month, because we were gone for 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks the last time that we went on vacation, and our friends who were coming over to like feed the cats ended up coming over and like working for a few hours because he was like, I think
He needed the companion.
he needed somebody, and my sweet baby did sit right next to him on the couch with his paw on him while he was working, and he was like, he misses you. Yeah. And I'm like, Toulouse, you're so sweet.
No, Nikki would be the same way, only she's around other people, but she knows even when I'm going out of town and I start loading a bag in my car, she's like, starts getting an attitude.
Yeah.
So
I don't think he does. He just is always like, he gives me these sad eyes, but like Harley, this dog, like, I could just be putting on tennis shoes. For nothing. I could just be wanting to put on tennis shoes to walk through the kitchen. Immediately, she thinks we're going for a walk. Immediately. So apparently the only time I wear tennis shoes is if I go for a walk. But like if I'm not and I'm just putting tennis shoes on, she'll throw a fit. She starts hitting the wall and hitting the floor.
Animals
you saw
do
her
that.
earlier. She was slapping the bags of
they
stuff
have
that we
their
had.
own attitudes.
She's so sassy.
Yeah.
She's so sassy.
Like that movie, like Home with Pets, or what they're doing while we're
Oh,
at work
yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's really true sometimes.
Well, and like, so one of our cats went completely deaf, and he like walks around for whatever. He never really did this before this, and I don't know why he does it now. But he walks around like screaming, like "Wah!" like screaming.
It's just like
Throughout
trying to
the
see if
house.
he can hear himself.
I don't know what he's doing, and it makes me so sad. But the dog's recent thing is he'll be like walking around, like he'll do it in our living room, he'll do it in like Chris's office, and he'll be walking around doing it, and then all of a sudden Harley will start howling, and I'm like, oh my god, what's wrong? What's wrong? And then I walk in, yeah, and she's just sitting on the couch, like, and Lincoln's in the room, kind of wandering around screaming, and she's just howling, and then she'll just look at you and stop. It's like,
Y'all are just taking care of each other.
could you just not?
Yeah.
And I'm just so curious how often that might happen when we're not here.
For a significant amount of time.
Yeah, like, but I think she howls as he's doing whatever he's doing.
Yeah.
And I feel like if Lincoln wasn't going through what he was going through, because he's got like some neurology stuff, like, I do think they would be friends, because she's not protective, but she is curious. So, I don't know. Not Toulouse, though. She just walks by Toulouse and he's hissing and stuff.
But just talking about
Vacation does get exciting because you're about to go to another vacation. Like people,
Not another vacation.
a new vacation.
Oh, yeah. I think it's like our first like big vacation this year.
Since like your bigger
honeymoon ones or like weddings.
Yeah, the wedding. Well, we're going for a wedding.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm really excited.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna disconnect. I'm not talking to anybody. I'm leaving my phone in the room. And Chris like looked at me and I was like, well, pictures. And he was like, one of us has to bring one. I'm like, but we're not gonna use it for people, okay? We'll leave it on airplane mode. And he's like, okay, we can disconnect. And I was like, I just want to be connected to you and a book. And he was like, yeah, and a book.
My favorite part is this book idea. So you guys are thinking about like
I've been trying to get him to read. So Chris, his genre of books is self-help, work, anything that's going to better him as a person, which is great. I love that for him. He's come a long way. He's put in
does require mind
work.
effort for me.
It requires mind effort
for me.
Out the ass. For everybody. It's got to. He reads in the mornings. He started reading like 10 pages a day, and it's just really evolved to like whole books. And he just times himself now. He doesn't do it by page because he wasn't like a big reader. And then I was kind of like jealous because it was kind of like he was Matilda, and I want to be Matilda, you know? But that's his genre that he loves. He loves to grow as a person. And what's cool is he really, I would say, applies what he learns.
He brings back something from.
Yeah. And he's just become a great man. Mm-hmm. And so then he'll be like, hey, you should really read this book. I really think this book would be beneficial for you to read. And I do. It just takes me forever to get through it. But my preferred genre is dark spice.
A little steamy.
Real steamy. I don't want a little bit. I want real steamy. Okay. And I want a layer of bad boy.
Wow.
Or just bad.
Where I entered this was like, oh, I got a good love story with a little spice. And then you took the spice.
It's nosedived.
To the next level.
It started with a good level of spice, and then I nosedived, a little too hard, so I had to come out of that because I was like, I can't keep reading books like this. This feels bad. And so then I had to come up, but it's,
So you've talked about on this trip possibly doing a book exchange.
Yes. He said one of his goals for 2024 was to read one of the books that I read. And so I was like, oh, Jamaica would be a great time. He's like, could I read it on the plane? And I'm like, if you want people to know you're reading that, by all means, babe. And he was like, well, what if we did a book exchange? You pick a book for me, and I want to pick a book for you to read. And I agreed to it, because, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'll do it. And I was like, well, do I have to read it in Jamaica? Can I read it on the Kindle? And he was like, I don't know. Let me think about it. And I was like, I think you should read it while we're on vacation.
Yeah.
Because
this is a great idea.
I think it's a good option.
I think you learn a lot also from each other.
I want to grow as a person on vacation. I want to be,
But could you also be reading it and be like, I see him doing that.
Oh, I see what he's trying.
Yeah, I think so. A couple of them that I read, we were laughing because like the way he responds or retains them is like he highlights it. So like it's almost like his way of taking notes. And I'm rereading a book that me and him have already both read. And I'm going through it and the highlighted parts and the margins, it's like, Lauren. So I know he's either reading of that thinking of me or wanting me to reread it, knowing I need to improve on that.
This is either highlighting where he sees you or areas to improve.
Right, which... Fine, I'm open to feedback. Somebody's got to do it. I can put my ego down for a little bit.
You guys have grown like that.
We have.
For real.
And I was trying to explain to him a book that I just started, and it's, 5 stars, 5 peppers.
Spicy.
And I was like, so most of the time the books are like this, and I was like, but this book kind of started there, so I don't know where it's gonna go. Like, I was like, most books kind of build up to this point, and I was like, but this book started at this point, and I don't know where it's gonna go, but I'm excited. And he was like, what the fuck? Like,
okay, so this will be a good book exchange. I can't wait to follow up.
So he said his only requirement though is it has to be a physical book, and of course you
have several copies of some.
But yeah, those are the
a lot of them are series.
Yeah, and those are the two that I was like, okay, I'm between these two because I have one of them that's like it's That Sick Love by Jessie Hall. I don't know if you've read that. It's a dark romance. It's dark though.
Oh.
Dark, like not great dark. Like
you gotta
that's definitely
ease him
morally
into
gray.
a story.
Yeah, like I feel like if I were to be like, this is it, this is the book you should read, he'd be like,
Smashing your Kindle.
I'm throwing it in the ocean.
No.
Yeah.
You'll ease him into it.
Yeah, I'm gonna ease him in. He's like, I don't think I'm gonna like it.
I'm like, hopefully you do.
I'll let you know how it goes. I cannot wait to hear about your vacation.
Yeah,
Your big change.
I'm
Really excited. I feel like I
really need it. I feel like the older I get, the more I need like a complete
disconnect. Just for a couple days. It could be here, it could be anywhere, but
Oh yeah, man.
I'm looking forward to 2025, and it is
It's my goal to take some time off too, so I'm excited.
as you should.
Supporting
And
you
also
guys.
if you want
to go anywhere. I'm done.
yeah. I'll let you know.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you all for listening.
Yeah.
If you have any topics that you want covered,
or you have questions for us, you want us to ask, you want us to try.
yeah, anything you want us to talk about,
feel free to
send us an email, highwinetimes@gmail.com, and then like and subscribe, give us a follow, a rating, whatever you want. You
Listen
can
to us everywhere.
everywhere. Spotify,
Apple.
Lisbon,
Audible.
anywhere you can get your podcast,
Yes.
YouTube, all of it's High Wine Times.
Yeah.
And yeah. Okay. Bye.
Bye.